Welcome in if you're going to catch us on the replay. Thank you for that. Let me just start off by saying you found us. You found us. We're going to do Friday Night Live. We're going to, if you've been looking for the greatest YouTube channel on the whole planet, well, this one's not it, but someday we'd like to be. But if you're going to catch us on the replay, if you're watching this on the replay, um, I thank you for doing that, subscribing, liking, and sharing, and leaving a comment, even if it's just on the replay. So, what, Daisy? My dog Daisy's upset because she can't get where she wants to lay down. All right. Pat's in the house. Good evening. Meme's back. Good evening. Gentlemen, how are you guys? How are you guys? Thank you for the thumbs up as you come in. Lily, my three-legged dog, is going outside to pee. Just thought I would announce that out to everybody so you know. But it became a nice day here today. I'm telling you. You know, you guys saw me this morning, but today's been good. Good morning from you. Good evening. Pat's doing good. We just got a package in the mail. My wife sent me the alert, but I already knew it. I ordered something today that I think I'm really excited about, but what we got in the mail today is a product review item. We believe it or not, have a lot of people that send us stuff and say, hey, would you mind reviewing this and telling me what you think, and maybe you could make a video? So we do that. Out and about with M&D. Good evening. Pat says, same here. My voice is a little scratchy tonight, but what the hell? I'll get over it. It's all of the crap blowing around in the wind around here. So, but yeah. So we thank everybody joining us. I'm having some tea. Some American brewed black tea. Actually, it's just sun tea that you add hot water to, but you know, I thought I'd make it sound fancier than it is. But yeah. So we got a thing in the mail. I ordered stuff today. I got new tires on the truck, if you guys saw that earlier. Chasing Tell, hey buddy, how are you, man? I heard you had a great time in the Philippines, and Timmy was on the other day. And I could tell she was very pleased with y'all's trip, you know, your event, your plan, whatever you want to call it, your holiday. So, Chasing Dells, good to see you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for the thumbs up, everybody. It is Friday night in America, and all of us old people who don't go out to bars, you know, have nothing better to do than hang out. Everybody say hello to everybody else. That's one of the things you got to do on the channel is to greet everybody. Meme says hello to Tell. Pat says sure is. So yeah, we heard you had a good time. But from your perspective, how was your trip to the Philippines? So we were all talking about trips to the Philippines about a week or so ago. You know, about traveling, because we got to travel over next year, I think. We're supposed to go in April to a wedding, but we're not going to make it. We don't have the time, and we're going to Alabama instead. So, so I hope you had a great time. Hope you get back there pretty quickly. So, talking to some other expat / Phil-Am couples, or whoever you want to call us, guys, husbands, boyfriends, what do you want to call us, that have been going over all spring and summer. I've been getting messages from channels or people that I know saying, hey, guess what? I got my ticket booked. So excited. I'm going over the 1st of June. You know, I'm so excited. I get to go blah, blah, blah. So it's exciting. This time of the year is always exciting for the travelers. And so, let's see. Well, I'm not for sure how to pronounce your name, B. I'll just give you the letter B since that's what your little icon is. So, thank you for being here. I hope you're doing well. Thank you for the thumbs up. And so, yeah, I was talking to some people. They're excited about getting to the Philippines. There's not a lot going on in the Philippines currently, right now. It's kind of, what I've been told and what I've been talking to people about is it's been kind of a mellow time, which is a good time to go there. Liz says, hey, bro, how are you? Good to see you. Thank you all for being here. Thank you all for coming in and joining us, liking, subscribing, and sharing. Well, I need more thumbs up. We got 11 people in the house and only 2 thumbs up. You guys are hurting my feelings. Where are you from? I am from the United States in America, Liz. Where are you from? Everybody say hello to everybody now. Say hi to everybody. Give me a second. I got to make room for my dog. All right, sit down, Daisy. Game King, hello, how are you this fine day? I'm doing good, Game King. Thank you for coming in. And thank you for being here. Thank you all for the thumbs up. Appreciate that. I stay low key when I'm there. Yeah, it's hard not to be low key in the Philippines, to be honest. You know what I mean? It's, you got to go out of your way not to be low key. Game King, I am too in America. Yes, America, America the beautiful. I think Meme is the only non-American in the house right now. Oh, Liz is from Indonesia. Indonesia is one of the countries that's on my bucket list to go see. My dog's giving me dirty looks. I would really like to see damn it, I can't remember what they're called now. I just lost it. The stuples. The religious buildings, are they called stuples? Is that the right pronunciation of that? Sure, you can see the dog. Hang on. All right, Poo-Poo. Come here. So here's the dog that was mad because she didn't get her a seat. And so this is Daisy. She's a black and tan long hair wiener dog. We thought she was dying, but she just had a really bad infection. So she's alive and kicking, so we're really happy about that. And then I'll show you my other dog real quick, since you guys asked. Get the camera turned around here. This is Lily. She's a red, short hair, very traditional wiener dog. She was the one that got ran over by a car last year, so she has a clubbed foot. So one of my dogs' name is Daisy, like the flower. The other one's named Lily, like the flower. And that one is, yeah, they're great dogs. They are. I highly recommend wiener dogs to people. They make great pets. They're great companions. They're very loyal. They're a little bit on the stubborn side, a little bit on the dramatic side. You know what I mean? They're a little bit, if they don't get their way, they throw a fit. They're like little kids. So yeah, she's okay. The one that got run over by the car, we thought she was going to die too, but luckily, we wind up spending about $12,000 in vet bills last year between the black one's Daisy, the heart attack or the heart issue, and all of that mess, and then Lily, who got ran over by the car and all that. So, but yeah, they're both doing very well now. There for the month of November and December of last year, we thought Daisy was dying, the black one. And we had her in and out of the vet numerous times. And come to find out that we finally got her on some really strong antibiotics. And apparently she just had a very bad infection. And once it cleared up, she rebounded. So we've taken her off all of the heart failure medicine and all that. Liz saying, where is my beautiful wife? My beautiful wife is at work, She's slaving away, earning money. That's what she is. Yeah, she's. I put her to work. I make her bring money home, bring the bacon home. I like your hat. Well, thank you. I have a lot of hats. Thank you, Game King. Pat says I like Chihuahuas. Dogs. He's a good dog. Did somebody say they're scared? Let me see. Let me back up here. Sorry. Game King, Chihuahuas are really scary. My sister-in-law has one, and it is. Please Google who Monster Cross. Okay. Give me a second. Let me get my iPad. I got my iPad here, as you guys know, because I get a lot of requests for me to Google things. So you guys don't go away. Don't. Let me just Google what he's talking about. Is that the guy that looks like me? Is that my cousin in Germany who's rich and won't send me any money? Or is that a... So I can't talk and read at the same time because, you know, cross. All right. Oh, he's into wiener dogs? I see he has a red wiener dog. Very cool, man. No problem. Jason, Timmy said to say hello to you. Timmy, hello. Hello, hello. I enjoyed having Timmy on. My wife really likes Timmy. So, not saying that I don't like her, but I'm just saying my wife really likes her. Game King, they run after me a lot. The Chihuahuas, yes, meme, exactly. That's very cool, man. Well, can you send him an email and ask him, since we're wiener dog brothers, to send me some money, you know, to help me out and to help a fellow wiener dog owner out, you know? Would that be okay? If you don't mind asking you, my name is David, by the way, if you don't know. My wife's name is Lorelei, and we are the the adventures of the Philippine American couple. We do a lot of travel stuff, immigration stuff, food stuff, just all round stuff is what we do. We do a lot of live streams. We know friends from all over the world, like Meme is over in Europe. We got people from India that comes in, Germany, and Scotland, Ireland, even Canada. Yeah, I don't know, man. Is that how many characters you can get in the name? Man, that is wow. I didn't think anybody could make a name that big. I really didn't. I didn't know that. Game King, you're from the Philippines. Now, my wife is Filipino. I'm American. Is what it is. Yeah, it is. I didn't know you could do that. See, we learned something on this channel. Don't be shocked if you learn things. So that's the good thing, right? We're all going to try to learn. It hurts my eyeballs. I know, Game King. So, but yes, I'm in America right now currently. My wife is working, putting her to work, because that's what good American husbands do. We send our women to work, and when they bring home the paycheck, we collect it and spend it on things we need. We want, sorry, we don't need. We want, like fishing tackle and cool hats and dogs and stuff like that. He's wondering, no, why is your name so long? That's a good question. Let me tell you. Is that how many characters you can do? Yeah, I think it is. I think that's the maximum amount of characters. So, there you go. I got you up on I got the chat finally up on the, well, don't look at me. My dog's eyeballing me again. So, what? I don't care if you like it or not. See, my dog gives me the stink eye. See? No, I'm not petting you. No, if you don't like it, go somewhere else. Let's see here. Pat says, helps to learn education on this channel. Absolutely. Meme, is that how many characters? I'm trying to get them. Are you a Christian? Game King, I'm going to sub to you. Well, thank you. We appreciate that. You seem like a great guy. Well, I don't know about great. I am a guy. I'm not a girl or confused about my gender. I don't have an identity crisis. I am a guy. So I know what I am, I guess. So if that helps you any. But I try to be positive. We try to learn on this channel. I try to grow. I learn from all of you guys. I like to know where everybody's from. I like to know what you think about America or the Philippines or, my goodness gracious, just about anything. You know, I got to get back over here so I can see what's going on in the world. All right, Chasing Tail, my friend. Wait a while for Game King. It will change the joke. It's a joke. That's right. So, that's right. It won't. So, but it's exciting times, you know. If you guys didn't know, Lorelai and I, the beautiful Filipina, and I are doing a school supply fundraiser. If anybody's interested in that, we're raising school supplies for poor people, or I hate using the word poor, underprivileged children in the Philippines. That if we don't help them out with buying school supplies, they won't have school supplies. And so here's what happens in the Philippines if you don't know. Either a family who's greatly struggling, which is all of them in the Philippines for the most part, but a family in the Philippines will either go without food for a week or two so they can buy school supplies, or if they can't buy school supplies, they just won't send their children to school. They pull them out, and that makes the whole poverty situation worse. So every year we buy school supplies. And so if anybody wants to donate anything for school supplies, you can either super chat us or hit our PayPal account on our YouTube channel. And we've already gotten some donations. We're going to be collecting donations about 8 more weeks. And then it goes over to the Philippines and gets organized and stuff for them to start school in June. So that's what we're doing there. Oh, that's great. I was right. And you and your wife are. Yes. So that's part of what we do. That's what's going on. We try to tell everybody what's going on. We don't usually advertise our charity work, but we had people ask, you know, because they kind of found out about it. So people wanted to donate some money. And so we're going to round up the money that our friends in the Philippines have already identified the families. They're going to take the money, buy school supplies, everything they need, put them in an individual package for the kids, and then those will be delivered to the children so that the kid has everything they need to start the school with. And some of them will need uniforms, and some will have uniforms. So it'll be a different package. That's why our friends in the Philippines are the ones doing on the ground work. You know what I mean? We're just rousing up money and we'll transfer it. The good thing is, I promise you, every penny of it will get spent on school supplies. Sorry, I didn't know I didn't put great. Oh, that's all right. Prefer PayPal. Yeah, that's right. We prefer PayPal. And and I can't really drop it here. You could go to my YouTube channel, somebody, if you want, and copy and paste it and drop it if you like for me. But yes, PayPal preferably. YouTube takes 30%, and then I got to pay taxes on it in addition to. So we only get about, you know, half of what you give us on YouTube. So Facebook is definitely where we prefer. Definitely. But so yeah, you know, and it's kind of a double-edged sword. I've told you guys all about when you're growing your YouTube channel, this is kind of like a double-edged sword, because when you're doing this type of thing, PayPal is the way to go, right? Absolutely. But YouTube likes you more and will push your content out more if they know that your YouTube channel's making them money. So when they see super chats on your YouTube channel, they go, ooh, we like this because we get 30% of it. So we're going to push this out to people in hopes other people will give them money so that YouTube can have the 30%. So, you know, that's what it is. That's what it is. That's how it works. So it's not working. The PayPal, it should. The PayPal should work. We use it every day. You can usually just copy, and you're going to see that it's, I can't remember what it's called, but I have to go the best of days. Nice, yes. So, you know, one of the things we're working on, I ordered some new books today for myself to read. You know, we're hoping to move this year down further south by the Gulf of America. See you later, Game King. If you're leaving us, we appreciate you. Pat says, I'll be right back. I got to go pee, So we appreciate everybody being here. We do. We do appreciate all the thumbs up. We appreciate you guys sharing out in your communities that we're live. We have an open dialogue type of format. If there's something you want to discuss, we can discuss it as long as we do it nicely. But so today, some of you guys know, I went and put tires on my old beat up fishing truck this year. So I haven't, tire, and I'm really glad I did. I was a little leery because I'm like, my tires aren't that bad. I could probably get, some more mileage out of it. And I know it rode really kind of weird, but I kept debating, and then I started having slow leaks in the tires, and so I decided, well, maybe I'll take it up and get new tires. And I bought 4 new tires today, got them on, and man, it drives so much differently. And I looked at the tires that we took off, and I had some breakage. And so now I know why the tires were so bad. You know what I mean? I know why it rode so rough, because my old truck tires were not in good shape anymore. Meme is dropping my PayPal thing. Well, thank you for that, Meme. I appreciate that very much. Very kind of you. So we got new fancy pretty tires on the truck. Should last the life of that truck. I don't plan on buying another one because I'm old and I don't need a new truck. This one's going to last me until I kill over dead. So we got that done today. I was ordering some books. So, and I know when I order books, I get a lot of people say, well, you could probably just watch videos about that on YouTube. Like, well, you're right. I could, but I don't want to. I like to read. So, and reading's good, guys. If you're not a big reader, I want to encourage you to become a reader. I don't want to sound like I'm smart, but what I say is this. Smart people read, okay? Smart people will read in a subject that they want to learn about. If there's something that you have, like me is into music, right? So, of course, he has to hear stuff, but there's reading involved in his world. So, when I was a kid, video games, I was never really into games. But they used to send out a weekly or a monthly magazine to the arcades. And if you wanted to learn how to beat Centipede or Joust or any of the other games, you always got that, and you could read about, what do they call them, cheats or tips or whatever, and read about that, improve your gaming. So today, since we're going to go to Alabama for vacation, and part of our big plan is moving to Alabama later this year. Yeah, Chasing Tales says, I listen to a lot of audiobooks when I'm at work. Yes. My brother is a salesperson in Dallas, and he drives all day long, and he's been doing it long enough that he has a big team, but he drives, and he said that's what he does. He listens to ebooks all the time on just about everything. So I like to read the books. I've listened to some audiobooks, but my problem is I only like the audiobooks when I'm driving in a car. I don't want to sit at home or sit outside and listen to an audiobook. I haven't been able to do that. I don't know I don't know how to explain that. But I don't like to just sit and I can't get into it. I can't because I'm distracted by everything else. But when I drive and I have it on the stereo, I can listen to it. I can, until I get into crazy traffic. But sitting outside on the back patio enjoying the day, I don't like to do that. But I'm also one of these people that when I get books, I write in them. And so I like to write and make notes and do highlights in books. And that's why I like paper books so much versus audiobooks, because I can mark them up and then I can go back and reference what I want to learn. Because a lot of times it's like I'm reading and doing videos about Dr. Ken Berry's book about what lies doctors have told me. That book, nobody's going to be able to read my copy of that book because there's so many freaking scribbles and notes in it that it's unbelievable. But I do that, and I tell myself when I'm reading books, okay, I make notes. Look this up on the internet. Go look this up. I circled terms I don't know and I go define them. I figure out what the terms mean, what things are. I go look for pictures of things. If I don't quite get it, I'm like, what are they talking about? I've read some books that are not American books, but they've come from other countries, the origins or like in India or wherever, and or German, but they're translated into English. And a lot of times you got to spend some time circling words and going, that doesn't quite sound right. So, or what is that word? And let me go back and kind of Google that and figure that out. So, but I think it's great that you're listening to audiobooks. I think if you're in a vehicle a lot, how could you not listen to books all the time? That's my big deal. Now, I haven't tried to listen to any audiobooks when I bicycle. I don't bicycle a lot because I'm old and fat and in horrible shape, but I do have an e-bike, and every once in a while I get out and get some exercise. Because the e-bike, you get to pedal without putting forth any effort, so it's kind of nice. But I haven't really got into listening to music or anything when I do that, so maybe I'll try that this year. I'll put a thing on my phone or something. I don't know. Maybe I can try that. And when I go fishing, I definitely can't listen to ebooks or audiobooks because, man, I'm fishing. I got to pay attention. But we're going to go to Alabama in April. We're going to spend a week at an Airbnb. We're going to looking for neighborhoods to move to down in Alabama. And we're going to do some fishing. And I've done a lot of saltwater fishing in my life and I've had a lot of fun with it. But I decided, since we're hoping to move down there, that maybe I ought to start reading up on it. Maybe I ought to become more proficient because I don't want to live in southern Alabama and be going fishing and looking like a newbie when I live there. I want people around me at the pier or the park go, well, that guy must be saltwater fishing all his life because he sure knows what he's doing. Versus them looking at me going, that guy's an idiot. He must have came from up north. He has no clue what saltwater fishing's all about. Look at what he's doing. So I got 3 books today for $30. So I got a combo pack because I'm one of these people that really like encyclopedias. And I was looking for a book that would teach you like you're a 12-year-old or a 10-year-old kid about saltwater hooks, saltwater lines, braided lines. Just really start at the basics. Reels, poles, bait, tackle, terminal tackle, all that stuff. I like when even though I know a subject pretty well, I don't have a problem backing all the way up and relearning the basics. I like securing my foundation. And so today I found a couple books like that. Then and it came in a 3-pack. 3 different books. I thought, well, I'll just buy all 3 of them and see. Hope you like catfish. Well, I've caught a lot of freshwater catfish, and I mean a lot of them. I got burned out because it's too easy. But down in saltwater, we've caught a lot of the saltwater catfish too. Really easy to catch. We don't eat it. I know, and I found out recently. I guess people eat it and they take it home and they eat it quite a bit, right? I didn't know that. Saltwater catfish. We've never had it. I've always thrown them back in the water, even though Lorelei, and you can relate to this, Chasing Tail, because she's Filipina, is drooling at the fish and I'm throwing it back and she's like, oh, no, and I'm like, we don't want to eat that. Let me throw it back, And she's like, no, my God, it's a fish. Why are you throwing it back? I'm like, So we've never had saltwater catfish. We've never had it. But they're easy and fun to catch. Catch them on squid down there, cut squid. But I'm trying to learn how to catch mangrove snappers, where they hang out. And that's part of what I need. I need to know where these different fish hang out at different times of the year so that we can catch better fish like mango snappers and things like that from the shores. Don't throw them back. Give them to someone there. Well, yes, and I would. If there's people around me, I would definitely give it to them. When we usually when we kind of fish by ourselves. I'm not real big on. I don't like pier fishing. I'd rather go to a park, where you can pull up and get out, and you got a lot of room. We do pier fishing some, but it's not my favorite thing to do because it's a lot unless there's not any people there. But usually, yes, we've given a lot of fish away, which makes Lorelai cry. I'm like, oh, just it's all right, Lorelai. We can go to the fish market and get the really good red snapper or the grouper. They can have these pinfish, because her being Filipino, she wants to take everything home. But I'm really big on catch and release. And one thing I have to do for Alabama, because we've been a lot of time in Florida, the rules in Florida are different than Alabama. So I got to beef up on my rules and my fish identification for Alabama so I know what in the heck it is. And the good thing is there's apps on your phone now that will identify the fish and tell you how many you can keep and what size they have. It's like I think mangrove snappers in Alabama has to be 13 inches if I remember right. And then flounder have to be 14 if I remember right. You can't catch them in November or something like that. So there's some different rules I have to learn. Now some of the smaller ones I just take on. I use them for bait. So I have ultralights, and I will intentionally fish for little bitty fish, which is fun. But then I turn around and put them on a bigger hook and and throw them out there. But I figure since we're going to be try our hardest to move to southern Alabama this year, if all goes well, that plus what else am I going to do with my time but read? So that's one thing we're doing. We're working on that. See if we can't get up to speed on that. And of course, I'm really interested in learning new techniques and learning different baits. And I'm a real big artificial bait fan. I'm a big fan of Berkeley power baits for trout and everything else and things. And I don't know how well that works for saltwater, so I'm going to study on that, the efficiency of artificial baits and things, so that's where I'm at. And that's why I bought 3 books, so that I can read them over the next while. And, before we go to Alabama for vacation, I can adjust the fishing gear accordingly to the way we need it. So I don't got to spend a lot of time while I'm in Alabama readjusting my rods, my terminal tackle. We literally can just pull up, and I'm already identifying places to go. Get out of the car and go fishing. Chumming for snapper, yes. That's one of the, I was looking in the books, and there's actually one of them has a chapter on chumming, and it has for different species. So I'm hoping it has snapper in there, chumming for snapper is what I'm hoping. But it has a section of, chumming, but yeah. So, but we like the snapper. The mangrove snappers are good eating. I mean, I just don't know if the saltwater catfish are good eating. I never tried. So that's what we're going to be doing. We're going to go down and house hunt, neighborhood hunt. We're going to identify all the parks, go to them and see which ones we like. So therefore, we're going to try to find an area because, Lorelai loves having a job. And I know she really does, but she doesn't need to work. And if she could ever get a job working remotely, man, I'd be tickled. But what we're looking at is probably buying a house that we want in an area that we want, regardless of the job market in that area. Because, like I said, she doesn't have to work, but it'd be really nice if she does. And so maybe she can find a job wherever we go. I use a cheap rod and reel for chumming, then a lure cast close to the chum. Okay. So, all right, I'm going to have to look that up because what you're saying here is you're using a cheap rod and reel for chumming. So are you taking like a chum bag and chunking it out in the water and kind of reeling it and then using like a spoon or something in or around it so that when you get a bait ball or kind of like a bait ball? All right, I've never heard of that. So hopefully I can learn that. Never heard of it. We've always chummed in freshwater by putting it in a bucket. You know, you freeze it or you make it nasty and you put it out there and you let it dissolve during the night and catch fish. So I'll have to look that one up because that one I don't know. I've never heard of that. So, but we can do that, I guess. So, but are you you're casting it and letting it sit, right, in the water, and then your fish in and around where your chum bag is, right? Because you're not reeling your chum bag in and throwing it back out, in and out, in and out, are you? You're just throwing it out there. Okay, I got you. I got you. And of course, obviously, you don't need it to go too far. One thing I was watching on YouTube a lot was a lot of these guys are fishing on the seawalls directly down and catching a lot of fish straight down the seawalls. And I thought that was interesting. I know better as a fisherman because I've fished so much in my life. You don't need to cast far out to catch fish. They're up shore. But I was surprised that I need to study the seawall structure a lot more than I didn't know it was so involved. Not a lot of people do it that way. Yeah, I've never heard of it done that way. But I see the logic in it, especially if you're at like a pier. I don't know. And of course, I would think you have to look at the chumming laws because I know probably maybe you can chum, maybe you can't chum. I don't know. I know where we live here, you can chum for catfish. And I think there's some rules for chumming in Arkansas. I don't know. I don't remember now. And I don't know about nighttime fishing, saltwater nighttime fishing. I've never been fishing at night for saltwater, early in the morning and in the evenings. But I mean late night. And hopefully we can find a pier down there that has lighting and you can stay at all night long would be nice. When we were in Florida, we had one that we could go to that you could stay there, all night long if you wanted to. You just paid the fee actually you didn't have to, you had to pay a fee to get onto it, but you could stay as long as you want. They didn't close it. It was open all night long. But for quality of life, that's part of what I look at for myself, where I want to live. And Lorelai likes to fish. Pat says, I'm back. I'm back in the house again. So we want to, I've learned the hard way. We need to have a good quality of life versus anything. Daisy, the dog. Welcome back, Pat. So I think it's important to have a good quality of life. I really do. You got to have a small group of friends that you trust, that you enjoy being around. You got to have a comfortable place to live. You don't got to have an expensive place, even though I would like to have $5 million to buy a beach house. But, nobody's been offering me any money to buy a beach house lately. So, but I think it's about quality of life. And we like to fish. We like to go outdoors. And Lorelai loves to fish. So if we can live close where you can jump in the truck and go fish for a few hours and get outside and get sunshine or, look at the sunsets or the sunrises, man, those are some of the best medicine in the world. Environment is some of the best medicine for you, just period. So we really love to do that. So that's our big plan for this year, I think. We're going to plan a trip to Dallas, Texas, I think in June. We're going to go to Jollibee in Dallas, Texas. There's a Japanese store in Dallas, Texas I want to go to that has a lot of kitchen gadgets. I want to go there, and then we're going to go see my brother and my brother's daughter, my niece, is a professional horse trainer. So this is what she does for a living, and she trains horses. And she always has beautiful horses that she has on her ranch. She has her own, but she takes in horses. And so we're going to go and watch her, and Lorelai will take pictures of the horses and all of that good stuff. But we're trying to have some fun for 2025. What are you guys going to do? Jason, tell, are you going to head back to the Philippines again this year? Or you gotta wait another year before you go back? Pat's going to go to the Philippines next year, is on his bucket list. We got to go back and do business, and we're not for sure when exactly that is. It'd be late in 26, early 27 at the most. But we got to go do business. And we'll do a vacation while we're there, but we definitely got to go do business in the Philippines. We got to figure out what to do with the land we own, whether we're going to start building rental property on it and or build a resort house or whatever. We don't know what we're doing. So we got to figure that out. Going back in August, nice. Without getting in too much detail, are you planning can you see a future when you don't have to go to the Philippines? Meaning, will she be joining you in America at some point in time in life? I told her the other day that whether couples want to live in America for the rest of their lives or they want to go to the Philippines and live for the rest of their lives, if the Filipina gets the opportunity to come to America, they should take advantage of that. That they should, if they get to be here, and then they can become a U.S. citizen and then a dual citizen, it changes their financial world. It changes the world. Maria's in the house, M2M. Hello, everybody say hello, everybody. Everybody say hello to our good friend M2M. How are you? Would you like to come to America? That's the question. Would you like to come here? So I know a lot of couples that, no, we don't want to live in America. We're going to live in the Philippines. And so, well, that's good. That's good. But my thought is, it's like Lorelai's a dual citizen. It gives her so much power in the world to have that American passport, so. Pat saying hello to ya, hello to ya. So, Maria, how are you? What's going on in your world? Tell us all about it. She can come and visit, then go back. Well, but you know how hard it is for them to come here on a tourist visa. The only way for them to really get here is a K-1 or a work visa for like nurses, which turns into the permanent residency, and or other work visas, which are not permanent residencies. So, not easy for her to come to America, my friend. But if you ever do one of these things, I think that the key, whether you want to live here forever or not, if you can turn her into an American citizen in 3 years, is all it takes, and then get her dual citizenship, life is better. But just my thoughts on that. And the good thing is you can head to the Philippines anytime you like. The borders are open, unlike America. We have shut our borders down, but the borders everywhere else are open. Floodgates are there. We there's times that we miss the Philippines, but when we tried to live there, the year that we were there, we had nothing but problems. So we had a really bad. It didn't work. Hello, bro, from Zilla, how are you? Thank you for coming in. Thank you for the thumbs up, as always. Appreciate you. How are you? What part of the world are you from? Tell everybody a little bit about yourself. How's your weather, if you don't want to tell that? What's your favorite thing to do in the world? I am currently in America. We are an American. Can you not tell by the beautiful looking man here with the nice hat? Because American men are the most handsomest men in the whole entire world, I've been told. So that's us. So what part of the, yes, America? You're in America too? See, then you got a leg up. You like that? Well, it was told to me somewhere at one point in time. I don't know if there's any, you know, so it's kind of like, you know, it's kind of like the internet, right? If you hear it on the internet, it has to be true. Well, we're on the internet, so I just said American men are the most handsomest men in the whole entire world. So now it has to be true because everything on the internet is true. So Zilla, wow, great. So yeah. What are you? So you're saying you're in the United States, right? If you're in the United States, what part? The West, the East, the Central? Don't give me your address or anything. So you love me, thank you. I appreciate that. See, chasing tail. I just made he just Zilla just made my point. So thank you for the love. Thank you for the support, the thumbs up, subscribing to the channel, all of that good stuff. You know. Oh, if you guys get a chance, make sure when you see my wife, she may do a live stream tonight after midnight when she gets off. It's Friday night. Her birthday's coming up in the next 2 weeks, the next week. So if you guys see my beautiful wife on Facebook and or YouTube, make sure you wish her a happy birthday. Because, we got to make the women folk happy. So wish her a happy birthday. I can't tell you when it is or how old she is, but she's younger than me. So that's all that matters, I guess. But yes, she. Were you the ones that sent roses? We had a great fun with that. My wife. I told you guys that Lorelai really doesn't like cut flowers, but I think she's liking these roses. From our good friend, and I thought it was a fun topic though. Right? Hey, my wife got roses and they didn't come from me. What should we do about that? But, our good friend who's in his 80s, like her dad, her American dad, and like a brother to me, gave her roses for her birthday. So it's all good. But yes. Now, she's not getting anything from me, I don't think, unless she's already bought it. One thing, yeah, it's easier for me just to tell her to go buy her own birthday gift. And this year we're not really doing a big party. We always do a party, but I've told her I'm trying to get my Filipino wife into the groove of only celebrating her birthday like every 5 years, big time. Like so when you turn 30, you do something special. When you turn 35, you do something special. When you turn 40, 45, 50, you know what I mean. She has it all when she has it all. What more can she get? That's right. That's what I keep telling her. I keep telling her I'm going to have, look. And she's probably not listening tonight because I think her job is really busy today. Usually she's listening in the background at her job. But I don't think she is tonight. I tell you what, I could go into her closet and sneak out 25 pounds of clothes and she would never even notice they were gone. I keep telling you guys, if you want to buy shoes for your wife, just come to my house. I got them all. I got them all. Brand new, out in the garage, never worn. Just come on over. Just bring some cash. So, you need a purse for your wife? Come on over. Well, and, the good thing, or the most important thing, everybody, is my wife has me, and that's all she needs. So, Craig, do shirts, yes. Yeah, I have tropical shirts, but I don't know. Lorelai has a lot of clothes, man, let me tell you. Craig is in the house. Everybody say hello to Craig. Do they fit you? No, the shoes don't fit me, Craig. I've tried the high heels on, and it just doesn't work. Shirts, I need medium shirts. Ah, you need a medium shirt. Well, you want to wear my wife's shirts? Or you want me to send you some shirts? Sometimes I get shirts. I have people send me some. I collect tropical shirts, and I got a lot of those. But I have people send me shirts from time to time. I don't have any shirts from Australia, Craig. But Craig, how are you, buddy? I like your brother David. Yes, yes. I have good taste in men's shirts. I do. I have great taste in tropical shirts. So I'm really sad in a way because, I've lost 50 plus pounds, right? And I'm trying to get another 30 off. What that means, some of my favorite tropical shirts are a little big on me now. And, so I might have to dig through my closet and find my other skinnier favorite tropical shirts and start wearing those. So Craig says he's doing good. Thanks. Absolutely. So sure do. Yes. Thank you for that. But so yeah, that's what we've been up to. But Lorelai's birthday, I try to get her to understand we don't got to have a big party every year, even though that's what she would prefer. But I don't. So when she turns her next, what would you call that? So when you turn 40 or 45 or 50, 55, every 5 years, and so when she hits her next Cinco birthday, her next fifth time birthday, we will do something big and special for it. Like go like one year we went to Vegas. One year we went on a cruise. Blah blah, stuff like that. So, and then the rest of the time, I'm really good at, let's just keep it low key, go to dinner and, with a few friends, and it saves me money. It saves me time and money not to celebrate them every year, great big. So that's what I'm trying to get her, into. Remember, we've only been married 10 years, going on 11. So this is our first 5 year section where she's not happy that we're not. So, and we've celebrated every year up until this year big time. So I'm trying to break the cycle and put in a new cycle. But I don't know what you would call that. It's not like your bicentennial birthday or your, I don't know what you would call it, how you would frame that. It's not your Cinco birthday. I don't know how you'd call that. But to me, it makes sense because one, it's cheaper. So we have to save up for Lorelai's next whatever birthday. But if you guys see her on the internet in any way, shape, or form, if you're checking out her Facebook blog, please do. Lorelai's blog on Facebook. Make sure you follow it and watch some of her videos on that. She's trying really hard to grow that. But if you guys, when you see her, just wish her a happy birthday for me. That'll make her feel good. The more fuss you guys make about Lorelai's birthday, the less money I have to spend. That's the key. The less money I have to spend, the more fuss everybody else makes. So, so that's my goal. I have a purpose in mind. Don't think I'm cheap now, but I do have a purpose. I have a thought in my head. So, Craig, thank any of you, Craig. Craig. I saw, because I watch Sky News, I saw that you guys are having issues with China, that China's warships are circumnavigating Australia. I know they're out of your reach, out in international waters, but I also know they blew a bunch of rockets off that you guys didn't know about. I would say this, and so what I want to say as an American, Craig, for 2 weeks now here, and I wish, okay, I'm going to say this. There's no way in God's world should we send U.S. soldiers or the United States military to the Ukraine. Should not. But I will bet you $1,000 the majority of Americans would be more than happy to send the Navy to Australia, to beef up the Navy in the area. So we don't want to go shed blood in Ukraine. But in defense of Australia, we would do that. I'm just telling you. That's been going on for a while. They're doing it all over. They're pushing the boundaries. And so, and I know right now we are are distracted by the border, by Ukraine, by freaking Canada and Mexico, and everything else going on. But I really hope that Trump, and I think he will come out very soon in support of Australia. And I think he will. I think it's coming. They're starting, I know the pattern that we do here. And so I wouldn't be surprised if we don't see a statement from the United States coming out pretty quickly. Because China has basically said they're happy to go to war with anybody. Imagine box. Rizzy, Hawk 2, Hawk 2. Are you referencing that girl that is no longer famous, who became famous because she made a comment on the internet? Is that what you're referenced to? But I don't think she's famous anymore. She wasn't very pretty to begin with. So I think she's out of the limelight. I think she had her 15 minutes of fame and couldn't sustain it, couldn't capitalize on it, and I think she's gone bye-bye. So, yeah, and we all want to be famous and we all want to be rich, and maybe she accomplished what she wanted to accomplish. But Craig, I wanted you to know that just being a normal American, Americans would defend Australia way before they would want to go to war in Ukraine. I'm just telling you. So that's how I think. I don't know about Chasing Tail, if you have any thoughts on that or not being here. But hopefully, whether we're just moving military around and beefing up our naval presence down there, because China's a bully, and they're going to push the bounds until somebody pushes back. And somebody's going to have to push back. And I don't understand. I'm very disappointed in all these people that won't recognize Taiwan. I don't know. That whole drama drives me crazy. But what are we going to do? I don't know. But yeah, the Hawk 2 girl, I didn't think was very cute. I didn't think she was pretty or sexy. So when I first saw her, I knew that she wouldn't be able to last, because she really didn't have on the social media fame, because she really doesn't have anything to bring to the table. There's so many other people that are better than her, that's more interesting in her. So yeah, I can see where she went by the wayside. Yeah, we have Pine Gap with y'all. Crucial to watch Europe, Asia for you. That's correct. So we have agreements with you guys without question. And I think China knows that everybody's being distracted by Russia and Ukraine. And I think they're taking advantage of that. But I think China may be getting a little big for its britches, and they may be surprised that countries can focus on more than one thing at a time. So, my grandma lived in the Ukraine, but she got moved to the United States. Excellent. I know there's a fake news story going around, and I'm going to tell you this, that has said that Trump wants to kick out all of the Ukrainian refugees. That's not what he said at all. I listened to what he said. That is not what he said. He didn't say anything about deporting the Ukrainian refugees for this conflict. He was talking about how they can be resettled in the Ukraine when peace is achieved. He didn't talk about booting them out and hurting them. Talking about how to either get a pathway to citizenship and or to get them back in their home country when peace is achieved. So I thought that was funny that, our bad media here is saying, oh, Trump is going to kick all of the Ukrainian refugees out, all 230,000 of them. That's not what he said. That's not what he said or how he said. Because what you guys have to realize about our president here, if he wanted to, if he meant, I'm going to kick you out, he's going to say, I'm going to kick you out. Tim, good evening, Tim. How are you? Well, good morning to you in the Philippines. How are you? Good to see you. Everybody say hello. Craig's in the house. Got a lot of good people here today. Pumping money into Ukraine and financing Russia through debit payments. Yes. Financing both sides. I know. I know. I don't want to finance any of them. That's what's weird about, and makes the point about Europe. Europe has been buying all this oil and gas from Russia, but now they're going to stand up to Russia. I mean, come on, it's kind of goofy. It's not right. What I don't like is nobody knows where a lot of the money is that the Americans gave the Ukraine. So I don't like that. I'm really happy about the accountability we're doing in America. Pat says hello to you, Tim. Tim in the house. How are you? What's going on in the Philippines? And maybe, I'm more of an isolationist. I'm okay with minding our own business. Let's go there, Lorelei. Lorelei, we have an office in Petersburg, Florida. Nice. We're going to move to Florida now. Lorelei just found out that her company has an office in Florida. We're going to move there. So, good job, Lorelei, if you're listening in the background. Hello, Pat. So, I think every country needs to do this. I think every country needs to mind their own business, work on their own selves, just like us. I don't need to be sticking my nose into other people's business. I need to worry about myself. I need to make myself whole and solid. I need to build my foundation and take care of my business before I tell you how you should do yours. So that's where I'm at. And I think countries ought to do the same. I think they ought to be alliances and agreements and partnerships. So, maybe a lot of people wouldn't like my politics, but I'm kind of that way. I also agree. I think we ought to do fair trade. If you're going to charge us to export a car, we should charge you the exact same amount to import a car. But why charge? Just make it to where everybody can do free business. Wow. Tim says, I think I am recovered from going to the VA clinic in Manila. Wow, on Tuesday. Were you still sick from the last time you got sick, Tim? Or did you just need to go over for a checkup? Because I know you got sick a while back like a lot of us did. So I didn't know if you were still having issues or not. You have any news about the BRICS in the U.S.? Very little. We don't get much coverage on those countries. We don't. I think the little bit I know, I think we need to be concerned about that. I think that's a concern for the world. Here, oops. So I don't know a lot about it, but what I hear about it, I think it could be another powerful faction, group of countries that could play havoc on the world. And I don't know if, I don't even know if I like NATO. I don't know what I like. I know this much. I know a lot of people have asked. I do like rocking the boat. I know that much. It was just my regular semi-annual doctor checkup. All right, good. Which is really good. Tim, one thing we've talked about on this channel over the years, and I know you're a vet, so it doesn't really matter, but a lot of these guys that go overseas to live, they haven't been answering their dead letter from Social Security. Now you're a vet, but you're checking in with the vet, the Veterans Administration when you do these things, so you're good. But through our Social Security balance and checks, cleaning up Social Security, they're going to be looking at a whole lot of people that live overseas that have not answered their dead letters. And if you haven't answered it, or if you haven't been in touch with Social Security in a long time, your best bet as a foreigner living anywhere is to figure out how to get hold of Social Security and let them know that you're alive. Because same thing with the Veterans Administration. If they think you're dead, they're going to cut your money off. He has tipped now, BRICS #1 trading now, soon finance as well. Surely you should be told the truth from your, oh, yeah. We are never told the truth from our media. Never. We have to watch your news to find out what's going on in America. We have to watch news from other countries to figure out what's going on in America. We don't get the truth. It's all garbage here. The VA doesn't communicate with social. Well, I know, but what I meant was this. At least you have documentation that if Social Security ever did anything, you got documentation. But I also know I'm sure they will be looking at the Veterans Administration the same way, was my point. So if all you're receiving is veterans benefits and they haven't heard from you in a long time, when they look at this and they start purging all of these 300-year-old people, 200-year-old people out of the systems, that's something I'm just telling veterans. My advice, and I'm not a vet, so I don't know how it works, would be to make sure the Veterans Administration knows I'm alive. You know, that's kind of my point on that. You always mail in your 7160 dead or alive letter in June. Yeah, see? You know what you're doing. But over the years, I've talked to literally 200 or 300 expats, had no clue. So, no clue about that. But yeah, I wish we could get the truth here, but we can't. Everything is a lie in America. Everything's biased. Everything's slanted. There is no real truth to anything. Just not. It's just not. You can't believe anybody. You can't believe the Democrats. You can't believe the Republicans. You can't believe CNN. You can't believe Fox. You can't believe your local news. You can't believe anything in America. And that's a shame that we're to that point where we just can't believe anything. And it makes me sad because I would like to believe people, but I don't know. And that's one thing I tell people all the time. Look, you can't believe what you hear at all. And it used to be, and you can only believe half of what you see. Well, in America, you can't believe anything you hear, and you can only believe about 1% of what you see. Empire in decline, denial, empire in decline, yeah. I do think the world is shifting. I think the world has become soft and gooey. I think Europe has proven in the last couple of weeks that they're not ready to go fight anybody. They couldn't beat a Boy Scout team up. So they haven't been dealing with their own defense strategy in years, thinking that America was going to take care of it all. And I do think there's a shifting in America that we don't want to come and fight everybody's wars. We don't want to do it anymore. I know I don't want to do it. I don't want American citizens to go fight in stupid wars that we have nothing to do with, just because we're friends with all these countries. I don't like it. I don't think it's right. So I think working in alliance and agreements, but I think everybody has to carry their own weight. You know, and I know you guys know this, and this goes all the way down to even going to parties. When we get invited to a party, whether we're told to bring something or not, we always bring more than we leave with. And I think everybody should operate that way, including countries. So, but we can't trust anybody. I think everybody's a liar. That's correct, Tim, and that's what I mean. We shouldn't be the police force. We shouldn't be paying, and we shouldn't be acting it. I know this sounds really, really bad. We should sell ammunition and weapons to people to make money, but we should let people fight their own battles. I'm a real big believer in that. I don't think we should pay the bulk of NATO. I really don't. I'm one of these, I'm like Woodrow Wilson. You guys get your stupid asses in it. You get your stupid asses out of it. Don't rely on us to come and save you all the time. if you're a country that we have a great relationship with, a different story. But all these little skirmishes and issues, sometimes you need to just let Ukraine and Russia fight it out, winner take all, because that's what's going to happen eventually anyway. And Ukraine is no better than Russia. Russia's no better than Ukraine. Ukraine's done a lot of bad and goofy stuff. Let them fight it out. When it comes to the Israel thing, I think everybody ought to just let Israel go in there and obliterate. If I have a philosophy like this. If I was a country like Israel and you attacked my country, I would unload upon you unholy, godly death. I would destroy every last one of your military people. And if I had to, I would destroy every one of your citizens. I'm that type of person. If you attacked my country, I would kill everybody in your country or die trying, one of the two. Because I think that's the only way to do it. Until they give up and cry and beg for mercy, I wouldn't take my foot off the gas. And so when everybody got mad at Israel for doing what they did in the Gaza Strip, now, if I was Israel, I would have blown the Gaza Strip to living minuscule rocks and took bulldozers in there and shoved all the buildings off into the sea and said, there you go, war over. And so we don't need to be the police in the world. And I don't think Americans want us to be. American citizens don't want to get involved in shit. I know, what's his name, Zelensky? I think he really thought. Now, what happened was, if you guys don't know, and I believe this, when he came over a couple weeks ago to sign the agreement for the minerals deal, right? Democrats got in his ear right before he met with President Trump. I don't know if you got this or not, but it was found out that Democrat leaders told him that Trump was taking advantage of him, told him it was a bad deal, that the government was still going to give him all of his money. He didn't have to do this. And told him, and so the Democrats sabotaged this. They did that. And what he didn't understand was, and what he wanted President Trump to send U.S. soldiers to the Ukraine to fight against Russia. And we're not going to do that. Americans are not going to do that. But that's what he wanted. That's what he thought he was going to get by arguing with President Trump. That doesn't work. That wasn't part of the conversation. So, it didn't work. It backfired on the old boy. And now he's, praying that he had to go beg Europe to give him more money, which they don't even know where the hell the money we went that gave Ukraine. How many people got rich in this scam? So that's what I think about. But Tim, I agree with you. We should not be the police of the world. We should be. I'm okay with peacekeeping missions. I'm definitely okay with humanitarian missions. If a country has a typhoon, come through and do damages, and we got resources and things that can help, great. If Canada has a horrible blizzard and their infrastructure goes down and they need help rebuilding it for whatever, okay, I'm good with all of that. So, but to go and to defend, no, it's not worth it. Because maybe this is wrong of me, but I think an American life has more value than a Ukrainian life. Sorry. Maybe that makes me a bad person. There's value in every life, but that's not our war. We didn't start it. We have nothing to do with it. So, you know what I mean? I don't like these things. The other thing, what's his name? Zelensky, the president from Ukraine, did. He got mad, and he almost put his foot in it after I saw his interview after this. After that blow up in the White House when he got kicked out of the White House, man. He was telling that reporter, but he got talked over. But what he started to say was, it was supposed to be a dialogue between president and president, and the vice president had no right to question him. Our vice president had no right to question him, is what he was making the point of. But that one guy that he was being interviewed, I can't remember his name, he talked over him, and you don't pick up on it unless you rewind that and listen to where he was going with that. And maybe that reporter knew he was going to say that and talked over him so he wouldn't say it. But that's where he was going. It was a meeting between President and President and I, and your vice president, and if he would have came out and said, look, your vice president doesn't have any right to talk to me, boy, holy shit and butt farts. That would have been the end of Ukraine, because the American population would have said, oh, okay, great. You think you're above our vice president? Sorry. You won't get another dollar from us. So I thought that was interesting. A lot of people didn't see that in the interview later that night after he got kicked out of the, with Jake Tapper. Was his name Tapper? Jake or something? He did an interview with him, but he got ran over. Tapper kept talking and wouldn't let Zelensky bury himself. Because it would have offended me, but so we don't know what's going on. But you're right. But what we have to worry about now, and I think a bigger threat, is China. China knows there's a couple things going on, and I saw this the other day. There's, one thing I found very disturbing, and guess who did this? Dr. Phil did a show about China-owned property in America. And I think I've told you guys, I live in the state of Arkansas. Our governor has kicked out and taken back lands from China. So there can't be a Chinese-owned land in America, in Arkansas. But Dr. Phil did some overlaying of some maps the other day, which was very disturbing to me. He showed where the Chinese own American land adjacent to American military installations. Trump be compromised in decision making because of no choice. Be bankrupt in 3 years and no change. Yeah, look, there is no question that America is going down a financial road that we can't get out of. It's going to be we're going to be like Greece. If we don't change our financial structure here, we're going to be like Greece and have to go belly up. But I do think it can be saved. I do think, I'm hopeful. And what disturbs me, Craig, is we have so many people that hate Trump, and look, I don't know if I like Trump or not. I just like people who piss people off. So, but we have so many people that literally hate him. They don't disagree with him. They hate him. That he could save a baby from a burning building and they would still call him an asshole. Well, how dare you save that baby from a burning building, you asshole. He literally could, like he said, he could cure cancer and people would still hate him and blame him. Well, you should have done it 10 years ago. Look how many people you killed by not doing it. And it's really, really bad. It's so bad that we've had so much corruption in the American government that's being shown, and people are going, how dare you? How dare you show that we have stolen so many billions and trillions of dollars, that we've misplaced more money than we know. How dare you? It's like, what? Common sense only tells you that, look, logic is logic. Common sense is common sense. Good is good. Doing a better job with our financial money, being a better steward of the government's money, which is our money. Who couldn't go wrong with, how can you be mad about that? How can you be mad because we're going to be a better steward of the freaking money? I'm not mad about it. I want my money back. Interesting times for the whole world. Everyone will be affected. I agree. I think everybody is affected in one way or the other. I think the tariff war is going to be fun. It's going to be interesting. I don't think it's going to happen. I think Canada's going to bend over and say they're doing a lot of posturing right now. And, I think that fat Ford guy from Canada, his brother was the drug addict, remember? The Ford guy, he wants to be prime minister. That's why he's saying and doing the thing he's doing, because he wants to run for prime minister. But he may be writing checks his ass can't cash. He may get himself in a situation with us, but then again, who knows? It's so a lot of it's that everybody's jockeying for their little piece of the pie. I don't think anybody's looking out necessarily for the good of the all, but it's gotten really sad here. You're correct, Tim. The people that are pissed off about Doge doing an investigation are the ones that are making all the money. It's like, you guys all know about what the hell's that lady's name? The lady that ran for governor in Georgia and she failed at it. She's a friend of Biden's. Her environmental charity group in 2023 got a $100 donation from the government, a grant, $100 grant from the donation. Well, right before Biden gets out of office, literally within days of the 20th of January, she's awarded what, $2 billion? Come on. Come on. And now what they're finding is there's all of this money that have disappeared. It went into this bank and this bank and this bank and this bank and has been laundered so you can't track it down. But they're trying. But Tim, you're exactly right. I totally agree. And Elon Musk said this. Whether you like Musk or not, I think Musk is a very odd man. But he's a super intelligent man. That's why he's odd to us laymen. He comes across really weird. His speech patterns, his mannerisms, the way he thinks. That's because he's way above us. Way above us. But he said the other day, how do you come into office making $150,000 a year and only be worth $1 million when you start, and in 8 years you're now worth 48 or 50, 60 million dollars, and you didn't do anything, So he has a point. Where did all this money go? Sounds just like the Philippines. Oh, it is. It is. And I don't know. I was going to say, I think the Philippines is probably worse, right? But I think it's worse in the sense that it's more okay in the Philippines. In America, we're appalled by it, But in the Philippines, it's like, like, we vote and we get paid. We get paid to vote, right, in the Philippines. So it's kind of like, it's all corrupt, but if I could get a few bucks out of the corruption, then we're all happy with it, And America's the same way. And I bet you every country in the world's the same way. I bet you every country in the same way. Everything. But how can you make $150,000 a year and be worth $60 million when you had nothing to start? Insider trading, money being funneled around, you doing a whole lot of part-time consulting work for that government agency that doesn't exist, that's paying you $4 million a year to be a consultant when you have a full-time job at the government. Come on now. And then the other funny thing, if you guys didn't hear, I'm sure you had, about when they asked for people to write down 5 things they accomplished in a week. And they couldn't do it. They pitched and moaned and said, what? I shouldn't have to write down 5 things. Well, yeah, you should. When you go to work at McDonald's or Walmart or Jollibee, you may not have to write down 5 things, but somebody's watching to see what you're doing. Your boss is double checking your work. Did you get the floor clean last night? I don't think you did. I came in this morning and it looked like shit. You said that you cleaned out the French fryer. Did you not? You did not. People check your work. At the college, when I taught a class, I had a lot of things I had to do. I had to turn on all this paperwork at the end of the semester showing exactly what I did all the time. We had to do it, you know? So I thought it was hilarious that they threw such of a bitch fit about having to write down 5 things that they did in a week. All they had to do is say, well, I answered a phone call, I sent an email, I had lunch on Tuesday with blah, 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 I took a fart, I did this. That's all they had to do. But they threw a bitch fit about not being able, about having to say, hey, oh my God. And as we all know, it was a pulse check, as they call it, to see which of these emails and these jobs were actually being filled by real people. Western politics asks what success is. Getting reelected. That's it. That's it. Getting reelected. And I do think I do believe the Democrats are going bonkers. It was a sad day. I felt bad. I watched the president's speech because I like politics. And I thought it was a pretty good speech overall. I think Trump goes off script a little too much for me. But I do that, so I get it. But I thought it was a pretty good speech. But when they couldn't even acknowledge the little kid who had brain cancer, who's probably going to die in another 5 years, right? Because it's going to come back. And they couldn't even acknowledge and applaud for a little kid who had brain cancer, who wanted to be a cop. What the hell is wrong with you people? I saw a barangay get money for a street project. The money disappeared within a day. Barangay captain had remodeling project done in his home the very next day. Or the amount of the yeah, there you go. At least you can track it. You know exactly where it went, right? You can track it. We had some corruption here a few years ago. I don't know how many years now, maybe 8, 10 years. Our county highway department, we had a big blow up here because the director of the county highway department, or the county public works, the guy that has all the trucks and the tractors and all that stuff. Pretty good paying job, like $250,000 a year job to manage over the whole entire county for all the road construction and all of that county stuff, right? Well, what came out was apparently he had a side contracting business, construction business, where he owned no construction equipment, no tractors, no dump trucks, but the county's dump trucks were doing all the work and he was getting paid for it. And our county judge was getting a kickback from him. So they had a little scheme going on where he would loan out county equipment under a company name that him and the judge was part of, and they would get all the money for it. Not, just horrible. James in the house. Everybody say hello to our good friend James Robinson in the house. How are you, James? Did you get that girl's phone number the other day? James, did you get her phone number? Did you get her Facebook? James was out in California. He's out in California, you guys know. But he had some Filipinas hitting on him at a Subway store. And I told him, I said, man, I'd get their phone numbers. If I was single, I'm not, but you know what I mean. So I told him, I said, man, I'd be saying, hey, baby, you got a phone number? Can I call you up sometime and take you out for lumpia? James is a good guy. We appreciate James. So we do, James. Everybody say hello to James. Everybody say hello to the big white horse. Some wise man once told me if the intentions aren't all good, it must be a scam. That's correct. That's correct, buddy. Hi, David. Hello, everybody. No, David, she's not my type. I like the other one that was behind me and waiting in line, but she was taken. Oh, man. Well, what was wrong with the other one? Was she too old for you? What we're going to tell you guys is this Filipina, that one of the Filipinos we're talking about, she looked to be I thought she was about 30 years old. And she was, I really did. I thought she was about 30 years old. Turned out she's like 52 years old, right, James? So, but nice looking girl for being 52, I'm telling you. I wouldn't have thought she was a day over 30, and that's being honest. Well, yes, Tim, James says the barangay captain is definitely corrupt. Yes, yeah. Oh, the other thing that this guy did that was ranting, his dirt road got paved while he was in charge of the county road department. That's what it was, county road department. His country road got paved with asphalt, but nobody knew who paid for it. Well, we did, the taxpayers. So he brought the equipment out and all the money and had the county workers come out and paved his personal dirt road to his house. You know, you got to think sometimes you're going to, and he did. He got caught and he got arrested and the judge got kicked out of office and all of that. So, but in the Philippines, the barangay captain just got a new house. He's never going to get in trouble for it. Yes, that's correct, David. She's 52 years of age. Older than the one that was behind me. Yes, yeah, she looked young too. Yeah, the one that asked if I spoke Visayan, and I said, no, I can barely speak English. So, it is just normal operations there. And that's why it's good to be friends with the barangay captain, because you never know, you might get thrown a bone. So, but here, you don't want to be friends with corruptions because you might be the one going to jail. But yeah, we have a good friend that was an administrator out at the Mactan airport in Cebu. And there was a big stink corruption thing that he almost got caught up in. And what was funny was when all of this went down at the Mactan airport in Cebu City, on Mactan Island, they apparently, when they built the new airport, they finally found a lot of corruption and it got blown up for Filipino, which, it had to be really bad if the Philippines was going to do something about it. Tim, that's terrible. It is, but it's normal. Was not reelected, but he didn't need to be reelected. He had a new house, right? Craig is dropping his link. Tim, you can drop your link. Anybody who's blue can drop anything they like, just so you know. But our friend who worked for the airport, when they built the new Cebu airport, there's apparently some missing money, a large sum. And he got caught up in it because at that about time, he happened to buy a car. Now, he bought the cheap Toyota, that everybody buys there. It's the Yaris there, but it's not called the Yaris. In the Philippines, that little Toyota is called the, what is it called, Tim? Craig, anybody know what the Toyota is called in the Philippines? Big white horse, do you know? Anybody? It's not the Yaris. It was the Yaris here. But the Go-Go or the To-Go or something like that, maybe. But he bought one of those, and he had it on. But luckily, he bought it on payments, and he had proven that he had to go and financially prove that he had no money, that he was broke, that they were barely making it. So. That's it, Tim. Right, that's right. The VOs. That's correct. Okay, thank you, Tim. Hello, Craig. What's new in your part of the world? James is asking Craig, what's going on in the land down under? Why are the women? In America, Craig, a lot of American men think Australian women are prettier than American women. So what do you think, Craig? Do you think Australian women are better looking than American women, or do you from Australia think American women are better looking than Australian women? Busy but good. Thanks, Craig. Thanks, James. So I think that's funny because I was hearing a bunch of guys talking the other day about Australian women, but man, they are just so much better looking than American women, and they got me thinking. Do Australians think American women are better looking? So, because, they're usually white, so I'm comparing white to white versus Asian to, Asian to white. James, that's good. You're welcome. Both getting fatter all the time. Boy, you got that right. Man, I tell you what. Americans are fat. Look at me. I'm telling you. We are not, I mean, I'm hoping that Robert Jr. Kennedy can help out with the autism rates and that he can do something to help get America, you know, and it's all about the chemicals. I've been reading the book, but I've been studying other things too. And man, we got to get back to eating healthy people, real foods, you know. And that's one thing Lorelai and I've talked about when it comes to food, is I'm trying to encourage her to eat like she would eat in the Philippines. Pretend that you're living in the Philippines, which is even hard because the food quality is so much better because, you go pluck the chicken out of the yard. Tim says Australian women have not been Americanized. Americanized is a nasty, dirty, nasty word. And the American women don't get it. It's a bad thing. They think it's a good thing, but it's a bad thing. I hate to say it, but I think, okay, I think there's a comparison. I think there's a relationship, a parallel relationship here. So bear with me as I explain this. So America has the worst food quality in the world. We eat the most chemicals, the most sugar, blah, 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 right? You can't get as crappy food like we have in Germany, England, Australia, everywhere else, the Philippines, Thailand. The food is better, right? Better quality, fresher, not so processed. Now, you take that exact same line of thinking about American women, right? Get it? American women are just like American food. You are what you eat, in other words. Craig says, I'm lucky I don't deal with them and judge men by the job, not the man they are in general. Money rules. There you go. Craig, James is saying, hey, Craig, I was at a store called Grocery Outlet in my region, picked up some of those 4 and 20 travelers. Those things are addicting. I picked up the Philly cheesesteak and the beef one. Ah, nice, James. I'm within 6 pounds of the weight I was when I joined the Air Force. That's excellent. I'm at the weight I was when I graduated high school. I am. I weighed 290 pounds when I graduated high school, and I weigh 290 pounds now. So what does that tell you? How many men at my age who has all these health issues can say, hey, I weigh exactly what I weighed when I graduated high school. Ooh. Forget the fact that it's 290 pounds, but hey, I weigh what I weighed. 4 and 20 pies, staple here. Eating a bit of those at the footy games. Nice. I'd like to try them. I get all Australian accent women mixed up with British. Yeah. Well, Australian women have better teeth. Just think of it that way. The British women are the ones with the bad teeth. I have a hernia between heart close to lungs. You're talking about a hiatus hernia? Is that what you're talking about? That's called a hiatus hernia right up in here? Thanks, Craig. I don't know that there's a staple there, but the hella good. Well, James, someday you're going to have to show me or send me a picture of one so I know what it is. Or Craig can do that, but James, you can send me a picture sometime. Well, you got to take care of that. There's not a lot of surgical repair that they can do. They might be able to go in and put some mesh. I've had a lot of hernias. I got a big piece of mesh in me. It's scary to have. It is because it's painful. First time I met Lynn's family, I told him I don't speak proper English. Yep, I speak Australian. Well, same here. I speak American. And sometimes I speak Southern American, and sometimes I speak Northern American. Hell, and sometimes I just speak. So, does anybody speak proper English? Do we even know what that is anymore? Is that kind of like a misnomer? Is that like a myth? Is it like a farce, a fallacy? Is there even such of a thing? because we in America think we speak English, and English people think they speak English, and Australians think they speak English, and Chinese people think they speak English. So, but it's all right. It's good. So, Pat, have you gone to the doctor to see if you can get that figured out? But yeah, but I was saying that. I want you guys to think about the parallel between American women and our food industry. Our food industry is just like our American women. It's not the American women's fault, the food industry. And I'm not saying it's the food industry's fault that American women are this way. But if you take a step back and look, our food industry is a disaster for a lot of different reasons. It's bad for you. It's unhealthy. It's self-righteous. It's overrated. It's expensive. Here we have the American women's side. Makes you think, right? Pat says, she said, not to worry about it until it gets painful sometimes. That's right. Usually you don't do anything for those, but rest and try to manage it. It's Arabic and English now. Soon won't exist. Yes. I'll keep that in mind, David. I will look out for the good teeth of the Australian women and bad teeth for the British women. Well, I'm just saying, that's the way it's, And if you want to identify an American woman, just ask her to speak because her attitude will come through, right? The drama will start rolling. That's how you identify white chicks, I guess, But, oh, not all American women are bad. Not all of them are bad. There are the good ones. I don't know where they're at, but there are the good ones. At times, you lay down, rest, having that all when you get dizziness. Yes. Yeah, when I get dizzy at times, and I do get dizzy a lot because of my heart, and I've learned to deal with it over the years. I know that when I'm doing a dizzy thing, that I walk close to walls. I'm very cautious about where I walk, how I walk. I look where I'm going. Even outside, I'm always looking for places to sit, just in case. Craig, there's an Australian food shop here in San Francisco. I live about 2.5 miles from the Australian Consulate General. Ooh. Well, maybe you can get you an Australian woman, James. Maybe you can go bang on the Australian door and say, howdy, mate. You got any grilled shrimp? Or can we get any shrimp? What is it? Shrimp on the Barbie? Yeah, Tim's asking if you have vertigo. That's a good question. You might have vertigo. And that's an inner ear thing, right, Tim? So you can have your inner ear checked. I just get dizziness literally from the heart failure. But I know what happens. And I know how to, protect myself. I haven't fallen down and hurt myself in a couple of years. I fall, but I catch myself because I know, oh, shit. No, man. I still don't know what Vegemite is. I mean, I know it's a spread. I would like to try it, but as bad as it sounds, I'm scared. There's only 2 foods that I'm really kind of going, ew, about trying. Vegemite and balut. Everything else doesn't disturb me. Vegemite, because all the horrible things you hear, and balut, because there's a dead-ass duck in it. So what's Vegemite made out of? If it runs in your family, I had an accident a few times. Yeah. Well, I used to pass out and fall down before I got my pacemaker, but now I get dizzy and I break out in sweats and I have issues. But the real key is to kind of know your boundaries. As we get older, it's like I use the mobility scooter. I hate it, but I use it. It's a yeast byproduct, super rich in vitamin B and iron. Okay, but what flavor is it? What flavor? Does it have a flavor? Tim has fallen once since he started getting vertigo. Oh, man. That's not good. So you got to start knowing this. and find your safe zones. So when we're out and about, I walk close to walls. So if I got to grab a wall, I got a wall to grab. I've heard of Vegemite before, James says. By the way, I live about 45 minutes walk from the Philippine Consulate General Office. Nice. That's where the hotties are. Pat says, I'll be 50 next year in August. Congratulations to the big 5-0. You don't look a day over 70. Congratulations. So that's what we have to worry about as we get older. But yeah, I'm proud to announce I'm the exact same weight I was when I was in high school. I hear all these people on the internet talking about, well, I'm 5 pounds away from my high school graduation weight. Well, hell, I'm right on it, buddy. You know, I don't know if that's a good thing or not to brag about, but there you go. But yeah, Vegemite and Balut are the two things hell, I'll eat anything. I've had just about everything. So it's just one of those fun things, right, guys? But yeah, James lives in San Francisco where there's all kinds of Filipino women. Acquired flavor, hard to describe, is very salty, black in color, spread very thinly on toast with melted butter. All right. So it's black. It tastes salty, which I wouldn't like because I'm not a salt person. So maybe kind of like bad caviar with melted butter. And so you got to add butter to it to make it taste better. All right. I would still give it a whirl. I wonder if I could find a sample, like a little bitty jar of it off the internet. Maybe I could, James, we need to look for that. We need to look on the internet. Maybe I can order it off Amazon. Maybe I can get like a half-ounce jar of Vegemite, a little bitty jar, and order it and get it sent to my house from Amazon, and I'll do a video on it. Pat says, seems Filipino food is better than United States. Well, I think every nation has better food than America just because everything we have here is processed. It's hard to find a chicken. What you're finding is a processed chicken in at Walmart. You know, it's that. We could have really good food in America if we didn't chemically treat everything, coat it in plastic, give it hormones, and pump it full of saline solution. If we just let food be food in America, we would be better off. That would be in the same category as, I like Limburger cheese. I've had that. I like Limburger cheese. Well, I don't like it. I mean, I've had it and I liked it, but I don't like it. You know what I mean? I went, oh yeah, this is all right. You know, it's all right. It's not that bad. You know, so yeah, I've had it and I'm okay with it, but I wouldn't go buy it. It's not on my list of cheeses that David would go buy. Craig, the China Consulate and General Office is 7-minute walk away from my apartment. Ooh. A year and a half ago, angry person drove their car straight through the Consulate General doors. Police killed him. Damn. Well, they have a right to do that. You know, look, we all have to agree to this for the sake of our own consulates in every country. You know, that's sovereign territory, and we have to allow that to happen. So, that's crazy, though, James. See, you could go meet some Chinese chicks. They got to have some cute-looking Chinese girls, you know, and invite them out for some General Tao's chicken or whatever they call it. Yeah, that's what I mean. If I could just get like a half-ounce sample jar from Amazon. I'm going to Google that and see if I can find it. High price to pay for anger. It is. Right. Right. I mean, I know I don't personally care for the Chinese government. But I've never lived in China. I've known Chinese people that have been absolutely wonderful individuals, but I've never lived there. But from what I hear and read, I don't care for the Chinese government. But I wouldn't run my car into it whether I hated them or liked them or not, I just wouldn't do it. Why? Because I think what we do, or what people don't understand, is we just gave them power by doing that. We just confirmed their paranoia that everybody hates them. So it just makes a bigger divide. I don't think I can buy that in Amazon. Well, I can't buy Vegemite on Amazon. They don't have any. I don't know if that's a good thing or not. You can usually buy anything on Amazon. So it is a high price to pay for anger. I agree with you. My dog is snoring. Well, now it says you can buy it on Amazon. All right, here's Walmart. Walmart sells it? Are you kidding? Walmart sells it? Yeast extract. You can get it. James Craig, you wouldn't believe how long the line is for the Chinese Consul General office. A private firm wanted to pay me $20 an hour to save place in line for people to line up early as 3 a.m. Damn, really? Wow. That's crazy, James. I will say that the embassy compound had more armed guards than usual, yes. Craig, let me ask you a question about Vegemite. In Australia, is it made by Kraft? Because I found it on Amazon in America. They call it Vegemite Australian Spread, concentrated yeast extract, proudly made in Australia since 1923, but it's made by Kraft. So I was just curious if that was the real stuff or if somebody, is making an imitation stuff. Sounds like the Philippines people make a career out of that. Yes, you can make some money. The Consulate General's Office of China here in San Francisco doesn't have armed guards ever since the incident. Really? That's interesting. I wonder why not. I mean, did they redo the front of the building? Because, now look, I'm not a fan of China, but I respect their right to defend their consulate. I really do. I support their right to defend their consulate. All right, made by Kraft. Okay, good. So I have found, and this is a really big jar, 14 ounces for $12, 80 cents an ounce. Man, can I get anything smaller? It looks like the smallest I can get. Man, I just need a... Yep, the original Kraft and Melbourne. I found a 220 gram, which, is half that size for $1.05 an ounce. So, oh, Craig, do you know about this New Zealand sanitarium Marmite? Is that the same? Do you guys, is New Zealand trying to compete with you guys? They got a product that's just kind of like yours? David, you should buy an organic whole chicken and you will not believe that. Oh, we have. James, we have. We've actually bought farm-raised chickens just back a couple years ago, we knew somebody out in the mountain here that we bought eggs and fresh chicken from. I mean, literally, it was in the yard 30 minutes ago. So, it was in the yard. So, and then we ate it. That's crazy. Well, I won't be buying that much because it'd probably go in the garbage. So we'll have to wait and to see if I can find or maybe I could buy it, repackage it into little bitty 1 ounce containers, put them back on the internet and sell them. So yeah, we've had fresh chickens, and throughout my years, I've had a lot of friends bring me fresh meat from cows that they butchered that were out in their pastures and things. Yep. David, I am so picky about women until it's not funny. A friend of mine asked me, "What are you looking for? A model?" Yeah, you are. And James, I hate to tell you this, but you're getting older and those models don't want you. You know, a model doesn't want me either, buddy. A model doesn't want anybody on this YouTube channel or in this chat. So I sure in the hell don't want a woman that every guy wants. Hell no. That's a good point, James. Yeah. I tell you guys all the time, you just got to fish in your own pond and the right one will pop up. So, yeah, you got to find, it's just the way it is. Perhaps you can find an Australian restaurant and get a sample. Yeah, maybe. Hell, I can't even find a whole frozen turkey. We feed the dogs turkey and I can't find any turkeys. I'm going to have to start putting a Facebook post out asking people to look through their freezers and see if anybody has any turkeys, left over that they don't eat. I don't know of any Australian restaurants around me, except for Outback, Tim, Outback Steakhouse. I wonder if I'm going to Google them tomorrow, and I'm going to see if they carry it, if they have any of it, because that might be a good way to do it. We have gift cards to Outback Steakhouse, and that's supposed to be an Australian restaurant. Good point, Tim. See, I knew you were here for some reason. Great advice, great advice. Yeah. But yeah, I still can't find a whole turkey. Can you believe that? So tomorrow we got to go to Walmart. We're going out to dinner tomorrow night. We're going to go eat at a new restaurant that we've never been to. So I think it's kind of like a Thai/Japanese restaurant, is what it is. There's a turkey I like to have, round deck rice turkey. I haven't had in a long time. I'm here for the comedy. That's good. Enriched turkey. Yeah, I like turkey. We don't eat it a lot, but our dogs love turkey. They prefer turkey meat over chicken and even beef, unless it's like a steak. But so we feed them. We like to feed them turkey, but I've been having to feed them chicken because we can't find turkey. So kind of disappointed in this. Eckrich turkey. I think I've had some of the Eckrich turkeys brand, but I might have to start asking my friends, hey, that live close, you don't happen to have a turkey left over from the holidays stuck in your freezer, do you? Kinda sad, kinda sad. Because our dogs have gotten used. Lorelai makes me make dog food. We make human food for the dogs. That's dog food. So, Game King says, "I am back. I am back in the saddle again. I am back. I am back. I came back." Thank you for coming back. So, but you're right, Tim. Maybe an Australian restaurant. What other weird food? Balut and Vegemite are the only two things I've had caviar. It's too salty, but I've had that. I've had all kinds of weird foods. I've eaten everything that runs and moves pretty much. I'm okay with it. I did not know you were still alive. I'm still alive. I haven't died, man. Come on. Trying to make me feel old? You know, you trying to make me feel old? You thought maybe I already passed away? The dogs are good. You want to see the dogs, guys? I'll show you the dogs. Let me loosen up the camera. This is the life of a dog in this house. That's the crippled dog. Lily, you okay? So that's what they do here. Here's the other one. So the dogs are doing good. Oh, it's all right, Pat. No worries. They're better than me? Why you say that? Because they're laying around on the couch doing nothing? Man, they got the life. Our dogs have the life, I'm telling you. That's why Lorelai always puts them all over the internet, you know, because they're kind of funny. Like here, let me show you. I want to show you guys this. Sorry. So this is my Daisy dog. See her? This is the life she lives. Here's her big old barrel chest. See, she's laying upside down like she's a dead bug. Look at that. She's like she's a big fat roly-poly. Look at that. She's like, why are you touching me? She's a big fat roly-poly. Look at that. That dog has a life. Yep, roly-poly-oly. Yep, they're good dogs. They really are good dogs. So we're very happy to have them. We're good with them. I'm going to be honest, I'm 13-year-old. My mom made me do chores. I figured you were a young person. We do have quite a few young students that come on from around the world. And they like to come on and ask questions about America and other things. So I get it. I understand. I assumed that because most adults wouldn't have a name called Game King. So, you know, it kind of gives you away there. Kind of gives you away. But it's all right. Welcome in anyway. We appreciate that. You can tell all your friends that you got to come to a live stream of the greatest YouTube channel that isn't, you know, so, but. So yeah, we're going out to dinner tomorrow night. Lorelai, and so, you know, we have a friends, they're Filipino, married couple. They're both Filipinas, Filipino, whatever, from the, you know what I mean. Husband and wife. Their birthday is within a day of Lorelai's. Their birthday, they were born on the same day in the same year. So all four of us are going out for dinner tomorrow night to celebrate everybody's birthday, is what we're doing. Be right back. Land's home helping her unload shopping. Good. Get those groceries in the house. I hope she got you a big old jar of Vegemite. So yeah, we're going to go out to dinner tomorrow night. I think we picked out a restaurant. I don't know why it's called what it is. I think it's called like 1829. Maybe that's the street address. I don't know. But it's supposed to be Thai food / Japanese food. So it looks really good. But, you know, I don't know. 12 jars? Good, good. And did she bring you home any balut? If you think I okay game a lot, I really don't. I really don't. I go outside a lot. My friend told me to put this as his name. Well, but what do you want your name to be? I'll encourage you to be independent. Encourage you to be self-thinking. Pick out a name that you like, that represents you. I think it's okay game a lot. I really don't go outside a lot and do that, okay? Yeah. I really don't know. Well, I wouldn't use your real name or anything in your internet name, but why not pick out one that, you know, says a little bit about who you are without saying who you are. Something that's thoughtful, easy to understand. A lot of people come up with names that you look to read it and you go, what? What are they trying to say? Their name is what? That doesn't make any sense. Those aren't real words, you know. So I believe in keeping it simple. Make it words logical, readable. People would understand it because then they're going to appreciate you more. If they can understand what your name is, then they're going to go, oh, hey, Pat's back. You know, so, but if you put a bunch of weird stuff in there, you kind of get glossed over because it doesn't make sense. So that's just a thought to you, you know. And we get a lot of people that don't, most people don't use their real names. And it's perfectly okay to not use your real name. So, perfectly fine. So, come up with something. That's my challenge to you. Gaming King, I want you over the next 48 hours to come up with a new name for yourself that represents who you are, not who your friend tells you to be. All right? That's my advice to everybody who's watching. So yeah, we're excited. We haven't gone out to dinner in a little while. So we've been, saving our money, not eating out too much, trying to lose weight. So we're going to go to dinner tomorrow night with those friends. I'll have to take a shower, and put some clean clothes on so I look halfway decent. So that'll be my big chore for tomorrow. Try to look halfway decent to go out in public in. But we're going to go out to dinner and just hang out with friends for her birthday. So, and then we got to go Walmart this weekend and get some groceries. But other than that, we're not doing a whole lot this weekend. The weather's supposed to be crappy. It was 70 degrees today. It's supposed to be 50 tomorrow. So we're not getting any better weather-wise. So not until next week. You're thinking of one right now. That's great. That's good. Good. And you got to remember, it's always good to think about things, to think things out, think things through. So what else? Pat, what are you doing? What's going on in your world, Pat? Anything exciting? Gabe the glass guy. See, that one doesn't work. That name doesn't work. Yeah, I get that, and I wouldn't use that name. Gaming King, if you want to use anything like that, what I would say would be just call yourself Glass Guy. I know you're thinking of your name and you probably wear glasses, but are your glasses the deciding factor about who you are, or what you would like to be? So I vote no for that one. Do better. Pat says, not much, not ready for court. Yes, you are. When is your court date? And can I ask how old your son is? I forgot. So I hope your court goes well. You just got to trust the attorney and do all the documentation you can. And did she ever get remarried? And is it spousal support or just child support or what, And I'm assuming you don't have, well, if he's 19 and that's the kid you're talking about, then why is she getting child support if he's 19? Do you got to pay until they're 21 in your state? Because some states, child support ends at 18, some ends at 21, some ends at 23 if they're in college. I'm back. Gabe the glass guy. Well, I voted no, Gabe. Let's see. You guys got to help Gabe out here. about this? How about this? Let's call you the Gabe. So the space Gabe. That's who you should be. The Gabe. It's kind of like the Babe, but the Gabe. That would be a good name for you. It'd be really easy. Yes, we figured out you were the Game King. Yes, we did. So my son is okay. So is she wanting child support on the 17-year-old? Which means it's less than a year away. She's wanting more money for the 17-year-old. You know, that's just kind of crazy. Yeah, I would call yourself the Gabe. Short, sweet, and people will think it's kind of cool. Yes, all right. Well, maybe she's thinking she better get any last little bit of money before he turns 18. Yes, no more money for her. No more. Now, do you have a good relationship with her, Pat? Or do you guys talk at all? Do you co-parent? Or do you guys not have anything to do with each other? Well, I'm sure she is all about money. Yeah. And is she waiting for the kid to get older so that she can find another guy to get married or something to? You know, because I know she's quite a bit younger than you, so she could probably have another kid, right? So maybe she needs to find another man to have another kid with. I am back once again, the Gabe. There you go. See? Isn't that better? Short, sweet, easy to understand. You're the Gabe. She's on drugs? Uh-oh, that's not good. Well, if you guys can prove that she's on drugs, then there's definitely an easy win for you there. You guys like his new name, the Gabe? Pat, I'm sorry for what you're going through. Yes. Very nice of you. He will pray for you, Pat. It's a long, long story, Brother David. I know, man. I know. Just don't stress over it. My best advice is don't stress. Take it one day at a time, deal with it, and know that in less than a year, it's all going to be over with, right? When he turns 18, it goes away anyway. You won't have to pay lawyer fee. You know, the sun is about to shine upon your land. The sun is going to make everything better. Just keep thinking that. The sun is going to come out. The sun is going to come out tomorrow. If you don't want me to sing, you got to super chat me. No, you don't have to do that. So, but that's exciting. I've known a lot of guys that have been in similar situations. And when the sky is clear, their lives, the stress goes away. They become healthier. They become happier. Because what a lot of us don't realize is stress is horrible. Very, very horrible for us. And, you know, I've had to learn to let things go myself. Because when you hang on to something, the only person you're hurting is yourself. Gabe says, thanks. Welcome, Gabe. Thanks. How is your son doing with the stuff going on? His son is older than you. I think is it gonna, Pat, without getting into giant details, does he got plans for college? Is he the type of kid that would like to go to the military? Or is he one of the ones normally who just wouldn't know where he wants to be? You know, so, because sometimes kids kind of go, yeah, I want to go to college. And some go, no, I want to go to the military. And the others go, well, I don't know what I want to do. Yeah. Gabe said, sorry, didn't mean to be rude. Just, you didn't mind me asking. Basically what I think he's asking, the Gabe is asking, Pat, is do you guys have a good relationship with your son? And I think, Pat, Gabe, I can say, yeah. It looks like his son's a good guy. He's very well adjusted. He doesn't seem to have much trouble with it. Gabe wants to go to the military. Excellent. Excellent. I would encourage you to do that. I would encourage you to do the best in school you can up until that point in time. Do the best you can. Most importantly, make sure you're a good human being. Me and my son have a good relationship. Excellent. That's what's important. It is. You want to be a mechanic after the military? Well, you can get the training for it for sure in the military. He likes fishing? That's good. One thing I will say, only somebody's a good person by two things. If they like animals and if they go fishing. I haven't gone fishing with my dad for a long time. Yes. Well, you need to change that. Pape says, do biomed 68A in the military. Well, I think if he's wanting to be a mechanic, you can make over 100K after 5 years of experience. Nice, that's good. Yeah, we have a friend who's in the medical field in the Navy, and he does very well. But he loves the Navy. He's going to stay in and finish his 20 years. So, but yeah, you're a young person. So once you get into the military, once you get a little bit older, your mind may change. And I think it's important, Pape, is what I would say is this, is keep an open mind as you get older. So that maybe you do want to take the science route or the technical route. So keep an open mind about it. Okay. Well, I think that's what our friend does. You work with tools and fix. That's what our friend does in the Navy. I think that's what he does at 68A. I think that's what he does. He works on the medical equipment. Sounds fun. I will. Don't worry. Yes. Pat says, high school shown my son job opportunity. Nice. Good, good. You love science also? Nice. Excellent. Yeah, but we got a friend in the Navy that does that. He's been through all of the schoolings, and he keeps going up in rank. But he doesn't want to get out. He wants to do 20 years. He's already done 8, and so he's excited about finishing 20 years. Well, sometimes what we have to realize is the best way to give advice is to listen. So I want you guys to think about that. The best way to give advice is to listen. What if I become a sergeant? Well, then you're going to be good. If it's the highest rank, sergeant is the highest rank for an enlisted man, if I understand right. I'm not a military expert by any stretch. But my understanding is a sergeant is the highest rank of a non-commissioned officer, right? An enlisted man. So you military guys could probably help out with that a little bit, what the ranking system is. And that's where I say, look, if you get the opportunity, it's not about necessarily how much education you get. It's about what you do with that education. So Craig is back from the Vegemite run. He had to go get his Vegemite on. But yeah, it's really important, and I used to teach people this. The best advice you can give is to listen to somebody talk. Because here's what I'll expand upon that for you. When you listen to what somebody has to say, you're going to figure out what they want. So by letting somebody talk about, here's my options. I can go to the military, I can go to college, I can go work at McDonald's. And you just let them talk about these. You're going to learn from listening to them where their heart is wanting to take them. And a good person, as long as it's a good direction, like not jail, you would encourage them to go down that road. Because what you don't want to do is necessarily change somebody's projection. You want to share information and let them choose their own path. Gabe has a question. I have a question. Do you support gay, trans, and all of that? Look, I'll tell you this. I believe everybody has the right to do whatever they want to do. They have a right to be transgender. Children do not, but adults. They have the right to do that. They have a right to call themselves, they have the right to identify as a hat. They have a right for that. But it doesn't mean that I have to identify them as a hat. So no, I think there's two genders, male and female, period. But I think everybody has the right to identify however they want, but I don't have to believe in their delusion. I do not have to support their delusion, and I will not support their delusions. Regardless, Tim says, what you want to do in the military, it's well in science and mathematics as possible. Yes, get your math and science down. I don't support it, but I don't hate people like that either. And you don't have to support it. And the good thing is you don't hate them. I identify as a plastic bag. There you go. And in my world, you have a right to identify that. But you can't expect me to agree with you. If I meet you and I say, well, hello, Gabe, and you're like, no, you need to call me plastic bag. No, I'll call you whatever I want to call you. So that's how I see it. Now, I've been in this situation where I've had people say, well, I identify as non-binary, meaning no gender. Well, but you look like a woman, so I call you ma'am, and you get pissed about it. So here's what I do, and this may be offensive language, but here's what I do. If you're trying to identify as something that you're not, and you're going to argue with me about it, I'm just going to say, hey, asshole. Because every human being has an asshole. So I'm just going to identify you as an asshole. Because everybody has one. No matter what's between your legs, you have one. Not how screwed up your brain is, you still have one. So that's how I see it. Pat likes that. Oh, I know you were kidding about a plastic bag. But Payne, you just have to score high enough in the ASVAB test to qualify for military jobs that require technical skills. That's right. But you have a better chance of it if you do really good, if you become a natural in science and mathematics. And reading and writing skills, your language skills are important too. So if you're really good at that, then you have a better chance. You don't have to struggle as much over that. Usually junior year of high school, right? Military guys, right? The ASVAB test is taken in the junior year. If you're going in the military right after high school, is that right? Or I'm sure you could take it even after, if you've been out of high school a couple of years, I'm sure you can take it. Recycle at the game, that's right. Recycle the plastic bag, that's it. Pat says, it's important. Yes, no. So yeah, they do have online study guides when you get to that point that you can beef yourself up with, which is good. So you don't want to be recyclable. There you go. I identify as non-recyclable. I am 100% waste. I am not recyclable. So, but I think, probably your junior year, if I remember right, but I don't know. But I got a feeling you could take it. If I was 21 years old and I wanted to go in the military, I could take it then. Oh, Tim took it a week before he reported, so he already joined the military, and he took it for his classifications. You take it when you decide to join or determine what job. Okay, so you join up. Maybe I'm thinking of the ASC. Sorry, I'm thinking of the college entrance exam in the junior year. So that's what I was thinking of. So yeah, he took it when he was 28 years old. And see, that's what I mean. You just take it when you join up. I am the only youngster. Yes, you are. I think I am. You are. You're the youngest person here. I, on the other hand, are the most handsome person here. I'm just saying, you know, me and my dogs. But I think military service is a fantastic thing. I think everybody ought to do it. I was 26 when I joined the Air Force. Nice. Wow. I didn't realize you were that old when you joined it, Tim. Wow. I think there's an age limit. Is there an age limit? Like 30 or 29 in the military? Does anybody know? I think there's an age limit now, right? You can't, there has to be an age limit because surely somebody old like me couldn't get there. So, Pat's giving you a good old thumbs up. But you can do it. But I would agree with these guys. Look, if you don't want to be a grunt in the military, then score as high as you can, so that you don't wind up being a grunt. 28 stage limit for the Air Force. Okay. Gabe's asking a question. When do you go on YouTube and go live? We go live quite a bit. We put out a lot of regular videos, but we go live in the evenings a lot, right? Like right now. I also go live in the mornings when the weather's nice outside, early in the morning, like 6 a.m. I go live during the day when I go fishing, in the evening when I go fishing. So you need to just hit the alert bell, and it will let you know when we're live. My wife comes home from work a lot of times, and she'll go live at midnight, our time here, because she gets off at midnight. And she's bored and can't sleep, so she'll do a live stream after she gets off work. Grandfather went to World War II. He was 20 years old. Okay, 20 years old. Nice. Just remember next week is spring break. Is it? Wow, nice. What are you going to do for spring break? We're not doing anything. I loved spring break when I taught college. I thought it was great. It was, in this part of the country, in my part of the country, spring break is worthless. You don't want to do spring break in this part of the country. It's cold and it's wet. It sucks. It's a bad spring break. You want to go somewhere else. You don't want to spend your time here on spring break. You're going to waste your time. You don't really know? Well, that's all right. You don't have to know. Just play it by ear. Maybe you can go fishing. Maybe you can get out there and do a little bit of fishing. And remember, everybody in the background, if you're new to us, please subscribe to the channel. Hit the alert bell. Give us a thumbs up. Go back and watch some of my videos and comment, and then subscribe to the channel. That's the best way to make it sink in. Pat says, hey, could you tell war stories, bedtime stories when I was, oh, I bet. Yeah. Then you gotta fix it. That's it, you gotta fix it. Did you know what the Rubik's Cube is? Yes. The Rubik's Cube came about when I was a teenager. So we're very familiar with that. Oh yeah, we remember them. I mean, we're old, but we're not dead. So sure did. Gabe, you also got to be physically fit to join the military. Yes. So unlike me, can I solve them? Not anymore. I haven't tried in years. I think I did it once in the 80s. It took me months, but I did it once. But I do a lot of puzzles. I'm more of a puzzle, and I like word games. But the Rubik's Cube never really entertained me. So, oh, come on now. Gabe, don't be telling stories. You're talking about 70 push-ups a day, I believe. 70,000, we don't believe. I love them. Puzzles are great. They are. Push-ups are good. Chin-ups are better. Just don't get fat. Keep your weight under control. Never could, no patience, end up throwing it. Oh, I love it. Oh, really, Greg? That's funny. I like puzzles. I just bought a set of puzzles for a buddy of mine that had a birthday. I was totally was not lying. Oh, yeah. Tim says jogging or being able to run is important. I agree with that. I can solve them under a minute. Nice. So you're a smart kid. So maybe you'll do really well in the academic world. Pat says, I remember it. Did he like them? Yeah, he liked them. He's an old farmer, so I got him a set of 4 puzzles of farm tractors. So he liked them very much. Yeah, we had all of that. We had all that stuff growing up. I like to take the stickers off and make them look whole and then give them back to people. So the whole thing was all screwed up from there. They could never fix it after that. So, you want to be a farmer? Sure did. That's it. Farming's good. There's nothing wrong with an honest day's work, folks. I'm going to tell you that. So, well, all right, friends. We've been on here quite a while. We're going to start wrapping this up in the next couple of minutes. And Pat says, I live on a farm. Yep, he does. He's a farm boy. Farmers are good. Farm people that can do things. People that actually work for a living are good people. So, yep, time for me to wrap this one up for the night. I'm sure we will go live probably, if Lorelai gets off, she may go live tonight at midnight. And then we'll probably go live tomorrow. Lorelai and I both will be around. So, I like the yo-yo craze. Yeah, yo-yo used to be a weapon. Oh, Lily. Here. Lily heard me say that I was going to get off the thing, and now she woke up and she's mad because she wants me to hurry it up because she thinks she's going to get a treat. When I get off of the live streams, they get a little treat. And so she's all pissed off that I won't hurry it up. You okay, Poo-Poo? Can't be on at midnight? Well, that's okay. We'll be on during the day more, too. You'll see us next week if you look around. But Lorelai gets off at midnight, so she may do that. I can see her leg. Yeah, you can see the bad leg. It's relatively easy to take the standard Rubik's Cubes apart and then put it back together solved. Yes, it is. That's what I would do. Gabe, that's true. Pat, remember the kids used to hit those with, hit on, 7th or 8th grade? Yes. Not fun at all. All right, my friends, I hope you guys are all doing great tonight. Be safe. We will talk to you guys later on. Hopefully we'll see y'all guys tomorrow or Sunday or Monday. If you need anything from us, let us know. Remember, if you want to donate money to the school supplies thing, hit up our PayPal account for school supplies for the Philippines. But I appreciate what everybody does for us. And thank you all. And everybody have a good night or a good morning, depending on where you're at in the world. Take care, everybody.